everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Social Quiztancing. A little bit of trivia to give you something to do while you're stuck at home, or mostly stuck at home, or whatever it is you're sort of in the in-between world these days as we go through reopening phases. Before we get into the quiz, I do want to remind everybody that we have started curbside pickup at the library again today. Today is the first day that you can go and get new books. So give the library a call, tell them what you want, you'll go, stay in your car, librarians will bring it out, you'll go pick it up. It's a really easy system, and if you have any questions, feel free to call the library or shoot us an email. So let's get into the quiz. As always, I'm going to bring you 15 questions. We'll start with 5 general knowledge questions, then we'll go into 5 connections questions, where I give you 4 seemingly random clues, and you have to find the hidden connection. And then 5 questions in our special round. This week it's about movies. So let's get into the questions. If you get it right, give yourself a point. It's fun to keep track of points. If you don't get it right, but you tried really hard, give yourself a point. It doesn't really matter. The points don't matter. Just your mental health matters. Okay, first question. In late 19th century Paris, the Galop Infernal from Offenbach's operetta Orpheus in the Underworld came to be associated with which dance? So the Galop Infernal from Orpheus in the Underworld came to be associated with which dance? Number 2. What is the only country in the world whose name in English contains none of the letters in the word Olympiads? What is the only country in the world whose name in English contains none of the letters in the word Olympiads? Number 3. What was the name of Ronald McDonald's nemesis in the classic McDonaldland commercials? We are jumping around from high to low brow today. Why not? Number 4. Richard Nixon played 5 instruments at a professional level. Name any one of them. Any instrument that Richard Nixon played at the professional level. And he played 5 of them. Isn't that impressive? All right. Number 5. As the actress said to the bishop, is an older variant of what cheeky phrase popularized by the television show The Office? So what would, as the actress said to the bishop, mean today? And those are your 5 general knowledge questions, so let's move into the connections round. Here I'll give you 4 seemingly random clues, and you tell me what the hidden connection is. So if I told you Carpet, Scarab, VW, and John, they would all be Beatles, right? Okay. All right. So let's go. The first one, give yourself 5 points if you get it after a single thing is shown. Give yourself 3 points if you get it after 2 clues have shown. Give yourself 2 points if after 3 clues have shown, and 1 point if you've seen all 4 clues. That's very complicated, as I say every week, so give yourself as many points as you think you deserve. Let's find out. Okay, number 1. A princess, a basket case, a criminal, and an athlete. A princess, a basket case, a criminal, and an athlete. Next one. Regularly sleep with legs stuck in a frozen lake. Take their color from their diet. A group of them is a flamboyance. And more plastic versions of itself in the wild than real ones. More plastic versions of itself in the wild than real ones. What connects those 4 things? Next one. The grasshopper lies heavy. The dancing cavalier. The mouse trap. And the itchy and scratchy show. The grasshopper lies heavy. The dancing cavalier. The mouse trap. And the itchy and scratchy show. What connects those 4 clues? Next one. Notes, sun, going, man, fire, time, go, mountain. Notes, sun, going, ellipsis, man, fire, ellipsis, time, go, ellipsis, mountain. Next one. Of wisdom, of Constantinople, of Alexandria, and of Congress. Of wisdom, of Constantinople, of Alexandria, and of Congress. Okay, so that's it for our connections round. So figure out what the hidden connection is between those 4 clues for each one of those, and let me know how you do. Our special round this week is about movies. So I'm going to give you 4 characters from a movie. So 4 credits, basically, from the IMDb page of a particular movie, and you tell me what the movie is that has those 4 characters in them. Okay? So some classic movies that you might find here. Okay. What movie contains the characters Charlotte LaBouffe, Mama Odie, Dr. Facilier, and Louis the Alligator? What movie contains those 4 characters? Next one. Monkey Man, Arab Swordsman, German Agent, and Marion. What classic movie contains those 4 things? Next group. The Impressive Clergyman, Miracle Max, The Ancient Boer, and The Grandson. What classic movie contains The Impressive Clergyman, Miracle Max, The Ancient Boer, and The Grandson? Number 4. Sal, Da Mayor, Buggin' Out, Radio Raheem. So those are characters in what classic movie? And lastly, for this week, 1955 radio announcer, high school band audition judge, clock tower lady, and 1985 radio announcer. What classic movie contains those 4 people? Okay, so if you prefer to work on these and not know the answers right away, then stop the live stream right now and go have some tea or enjoy a television show or just work on the questions for a while. If you'd like to hear the answers to these questions, then I'm going to tell them to you right this moment. Okay, so the first question I asked in the general knowledge round is, in late 19th century Paris, the Galop Infernal from Offenbach's operetta Orpheus in the Underworld came to be associated with which dance? It is, and you can find this on YouTube, the can-can. The Galop Infernal is just the can-can, basically. Okay. 2. What is the only country in the world whose name in English contains none of the letters in the word Olympiads? It is Greece. Greece is the only country whose name in English contains none of the letters in the words Olympiads. Number 3, I asked you, what was the name of Ronald McDonald's arch nemesis in the classic McDonaldland commercials? I miss those. I miss being a little kid and watching those. It gave me an unhealthy relationship with food, I'm sure. His nemesis was the Hamburglar. Yes, the Hamburglar. There was Grimace and the Fry Guys and all of those things. Okay, number 4. I asked you, or I told you, rather, that Richard Nixon played 5 instruments at a professional level, and I asked if you could name any one of them. If you named more than one, feel free to give yourself extra points for them. He could play the piano, the saxophone, the clarinet, the accordion, and the violin. So, a fact you didn't know about Richard Nixon. There you go. How useful is that? Lastly, as the actress said to the bishop, is an older variant of what cheeky phrase popularized by the television show The Office? It is, that's what she said. So anytime you find yourself going, that's what she said, you can say, as the actress said to the bishop. And yeah, it comes from an off-color joke regarding an actress, a bishop, and a rose bush with thorns on it. Google it or just fill it in yourself, you know. Okay, connections round. Let's move into the connections round. I asked you the connection between these 4 random clues: a princess, a basket case, a criminal, and an athlete. The answer is that these are all, these are the characters in The Breakfast Club. In the letter that they write at the end. They say, we're all a princess, a basket case, a criminal, an athlete, and a brain. I left off Anthony Michael Hall there, the brain. But, you know, you're all the brain here. Question number 2 in the connections round. Regularly sleep with legs stuck in a frozen lake. Take their color from their diet. A group of them is a flamboyance. And more plastic versions of itself in the wild than real ones. These are all facts about flamingos. So all of these apply to flamingos. I thought that first one, that they sleep with their legs and kind of frozen in the lake, like sometimes it just freezes overnight and they just sleep through it. I thought that was a pretty amazing fact. The reason that they put one foot down is to conserve heat. That's why they stayed on one foot. Next one. The grasshopper lies heavy, the dancing cavalier, the mousetrap, and the itchy and scratchy show. These are all fictional works within something else. So sort of fictional versions of whatever you're reading. So The Grasshopper Lies Heavy is a book in the book The Man in the High Castle. The Dancing Cavalier is the movie in Singing in the Rain. The Mousetrap is the play in Hamlet. And the Itchy and Scratchy Show is, of course, a TV show in The Simpsons. Okay. Next one, we had Notes Sun, Going Man, Fire Time, and Go Mountain. I imagine that most of you got this. These are the titles of James Baldwin books with just the first and the last word, if you omit like a declarative or a conjunction at the beginning. So, Notes from a Native Son, The Fire Next Time, Go Tell on the Mountain. If you're looking for something to read for summer reading, why not read James Baldwin? You can never go wrong reading James Baldwin. All right, next one I showed you. Of Wisdom, of Constantinople, of Alexandria, and of Congress. These are all libraries that were burned. So the first is the House of Wisdom in Renaissance Baghdad. Not Renaissance, during the Baghdad Renaissance. Library of Constantinople, of course. The Library of Alexandria, the most well-known, and the Library of Congress burned in the War of 1812. Okay. Then we move on to the movies round, where I gave you some characters from classic movies, and you had to tell me what movie it was. So our first film had Charlotte LaBeouf, Mama Odie, Dr. Facilier, and Louis the Alligator. Did you get it? It was The Princess and the Frog. The Princess and the Frog. My 5-year-old's favorite princess. Next one. Monkey Man, Arab Swordsman, German Agent, and Marion. These are all from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Next we had The Impressive Clergyman, Miracle Max, The Ancient Boer, and The Grandson. These are, of course, from the classic The Princess Bride. Penultimate one. Sal, Da Mayor, Buggin' Out, and Radio Raheem. These are all from Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee. And lastly, we had 1955 radio announcer, high school band audition judge, clock tower lady, and 1985 radio announcer. If the first and last didn't give it away, it is Back to the Future. Classic Back to the Future. And that's it for this week. We'll see you next week, as always, at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. If you want to let us know how you did, let us know how many points you got this time, or how you're doing in the quiz in general. If you have any extra quiz questions you have lying around, or ideas for a special round, or anything like that, feel free to shoot them to me at ryan@desmondfishlibrary.org, or send us a DM on any of our social networks. So thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourself, wash your hands, wear a mask, stay inside, all that stuff. Have a great week. Bye.